And of course, the Easter festivities are here. The Ghana Police Service says it is on a target to reduce indiscipline on the road and also to ensure that carnages are dealt with completely. In your shots now, you have the Inspector General of Police, George Akufo-Dampare, who's been touring some of the terminals earlier today, interacting with some drivers and passengers. The IGP has been interacting with some of the drivers earlier today.
Passengers for now, Omuba, Naibia, Omadia, Omakachi, Ebi Omupiamaticos, and Confidia members, any Omutin Komoi, and Police TV, so any media be so.
We advise passengers not to force drivers to overspeed because we only have one life. It is important to return home safely.
For the roads are so small for the population that we have now, and that's caused too many accidents, too many problems. We have been talking about it for the longest, but still nothing has been done. And I think if they're thinking about safety, then they should think about the roads. Because if the roads are not good, then there won't be any safety.
Well, so there you have it, the IGP touring some of the terminals earlier today and, of course, interacting with the New Plan Drivers Union. You heard them talk about the state of the road and the need for government also to do something about that. They believe that it's part of the general problems that the driver community is also facing. We'll hear from the GPRTU shortly as to how its members are adjusting, of course, preparing for the festivities, but also joining us in studio is Reverend Cyril Crabb. He is the founder and president of the Accident Victim Support Ghana. Thank you, Reverend, for your time. You've seen the IGP do some tour today.
Yes.
What's your reaction to that tour by the IGP?
All right. Thank you very much. And once again, good afternoon to your cherished viewers. Well, with what the IGP and the police services are putting in today, I'm particularly excited. I'm amazed as well that this time around they are all getting involved and they are at the targeted place, the place that we know that drivers usually cause the accident, vehicles that cause the accident, and the place that people also populate to board vehicles and then travel at various places. The Circle, New Plan Station. And so I'm very, very excited, very much excited that the IGP, the National Road Safety Authority, the GPRTU, and all the transport operators or the transport companies at this time around this year are coming together to ensure that indeed within this short period of the Easter festivity, we would have zero fatalities, zero death, or zero crashes. And I must commend them for what they are doing.
The initiatives that we've seen in the past, for instance, the police service introducing the peer reporting system, where, of course, anytime you're in a commercial vehicle, one person will be appointed to monitor the driver. Are these measures sufficient, or you feel that there's more that we could be doing? Yes,
there is more. And you heard one driver, or let me say one of the transport VIP, one of the directors, making a very, very important statement. And that is where we are at the moment. If government will consider what he's saying, that is, the roads indeed are very small. And we have populated as a country. We are 30 million and above. And we have very, very smaller roads, 66 years roads, that have been constructed. That is what we have there. And so if to add to the measures, like you are saying, now we have police visibility, which was there before, but they have deployed more. Now we are thinking of automotive, system, which is also in the pipeline coming. We are also thinking of let me say, potholes or dual carriages, where we are right now. I think that expanding the roads or fixing more roads. Let me say this, forgive me.
Yeah.
I was so astonished again that Kamala came into, it's not Kamala.
Yeah, that's the name.
Kamala.
Yes,
Kamala came
Harris.
into town and he went through the Africa's most dangerous roads.
Right.
And I was surprised that they never ever mentioned to her that this road is very dangerous. This road is also that gives us the educational brain, or give birth to our educationalists, our professors out there. Because Cape Coast, have a lot of schools that train a lot of people, but their roads are very dangerous.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that may not happen or have happened because she flew there. So the technicalities.
But some of the delegates that came with her drove there.
Yeah,
it is not everybody that flew with her. You understand? So I was thinking that on that road, which links to an historic, there should be at least the talk of the deplorable state of that road. A road that is killing almost a lot of people. If it is not Kintampo, then it is Cape Coast. When you go to Kintampo, surprisingly, they say that Cape Coast is their senior. You understand? And so I'm saying that if today we have somebody like that coming into town, we could at least mention it, that road needs to be fixed. And like he said,
is it not much more about the drivers and indiscipline on the road, rather than looking at it from that perspective of, say, oh, it's about the roads and that's all? How about the drivers too?
For how long are we going to sit and play the blame game? It's about time, like I said the last time I came on your set, that we now must lead the drivers. The drivers must not lead us. Okay? We must lead them. In other jurisdictions, when you travel out there, the roads are made such that it directs you, the driver. When you offend, now you are charged because it is there. You know it. You know that you don't need to go left. So when you go left, you are charged for it. You know yourself. You know that the traffic is red. In fact, we even don't have traffics now in Ghana on our roads. It's very pathetic. On our major roads. So we must do roads that will now direct the driver, will lead the driver, where if he commits any offense, road traffic offense, we can deal with them. But the driver can tell you what is there. You don't see road markings. You don't see any road furniture. The roads, like he said, are very small. And you see smaller cars competing with these VIP buses. Sometimes if you are a scary driver, you don't have the courage to drive, you just veered off the road. That also causes a life. And so where we are at the moment, my brother, I think that we should consider our roads, expand it, or at least have a dual carriage. Then we'll have a holistic discussion. We cannot continue to blame the driver. I know overspeeding today I've added to it, which is one of the major causes of crashes. I know the National Road Safety mentioned it, that broken down vehicles contribute to the crashes. But it is not always the driver's fault. Our roads at least must be dual carriage, where we have this cemented.
Yeah, but what you're talking about, this is futuristic, isn't it?
No, we can't
get it done like right now.
At least I was alive when I'm in this country when the N1 was done at a point. Right. Successive government, if I'm not afraid to say, successive government have not really helped us to continue to build our roads, especially Cape Coast Road, especially Kintampo Road, especially Bupe and Temale roads. Roads that today we keep on hearing that they are dangerous roads and they are spot points that people usually get accidents.
Okay, but Reverend, let's talk about the festivities in the context of the safety that we're talking about. The Road Safety Commission says it will be increasing awareness. We know that a lot of people will be moving towards Kwewu and its environs. That's where a lot of activities happen, and to be fair, that will be happening simultaneously across the country. So, from the perspective of the Road Safety Authority, what measures would you want to see?
The measures are already there. Like I said in the morning, I commend the National Road Safety Authority for the measures that they have put in. Then again, also the police. The partnership that we have to make sure that the CIDs, the crashes, injuries, and death continuously be reduced. We have 30% already, which is a recommendable, percentage according to the staff. Now, we know that during Easter, Kwewu especially is populated. Vehicular movement becomes very, strict and all that. People will drink and drive. People will not be wearing their seat belts. there will be recklessness in general on our roads. And so over there, the National Road Safety Authority have deployed their men there. The police are there, like the IGPs. In fact, this is a good one. And then the cameras are there, like you said, the speed guns are there, the breathalyzers are there, and they are checking everybody. I would say here that it shouldn't be an idea, it shouldn't be for these festivities alone, but it should be that every now and then police will be deployed. Every now and then the cameras we are hoping to fix. You know, now they have passed their LI, which is coming out, which, you know, empowers them to put in these measures and also to sanction. And so if they will sanction drivers, recalcitrant drivers at these times, I believe that it will send a signal and it will completely reduce, or it will bring some kind of sanity on our roads and highways, or it will reduce indiscipline.
Right. Let's bring in Samuel Amwa. Samuel Amwa is a member of the National Communications team for the GPRTU. Thank you, Sammy, for your time. So part of the blame, and of course, I'm sure you've seen the IGP move to some bus terminals. Did he engage GPRTU today?
Thank you very much. Let me say good afternoon to your viewers, and let me wish you a happy Easter and Reverend Crab as well. Reverend, how are you?
Doing well, my brother.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, yes. We find out that we were told IGP, you know, is going to the terminals to engage the drivers or to advise the drivers as to how they'll comply with the road safety regulations on our roads during this Easter festivities. Yes, actually, early information didn't come, but you know, when he got there, most of our terminal managers, the station officers were informed, and then they also joined them, and it was successful. We will not say that he should have informed GPRTU earlier, maybe by writing or something, because it's something that GPRTU started doing. You know, when we are entering into these festive areas, you know, mostly some of the drivers, you know, do some certain things that sometimes if you don't take time at the end of the whole thing, then you see a lot of accidents on our roads. So to GPRTU, we started, you know, talking to the drivers. We engage our union guys, you know, going from one terminal to the other, talking to the drivers, reminding them of keeping the road safety regulations, and also checking on their vehicles, their tires, and all that. So for IGP to just go to the terminals to visit the drivers, I think is a very good.
Okay, and you're talking about the fact that that directive has gone through to all of your members. What have you directed, and what are you advising your drivers to do during the festive period?
Yeah, what we are saying is that we started advising our drivers, as I said earlier on. Some of us, with the communicators, started going out to all the various stations. We moved with the union guards, most especially the long distance stations. And not that we know that the drivers, most of them knows all the road traffic regulations, but we go there to remind them, because during these festive areas, we don't take time. Maybe one may be thinking there are a lot of passengers, so let me just rush, you know, go and alight them and come back and all that. So we reminded them, we advised them to be cautious, to be careful on our roads, to make sure that all these regulations they will abide by them. Wrongful overtaking, overspeeding, and all that. And some of them, you see, one of the things that we also did was that we although we don't have this divide that we used to check, you know, drinking and driving, but our union guys, we train them in such a way that when they get close to you and, you know, you are drunk or you've taken in something, they can easily notice, and they draw our attention, and we'll make sure that we will not allow you to drive your vehicle.
Okay,
so it's something that we started doing.
Right, and we're listening to the Secretary of the New Plant Drivers Union point out that the roads is beginning to be of concern to you as drivers. The fact that the road networks that we have across the country is not helpful, and it's not just the case that the drivers are indisciplined on our roads.
Yes, that is also another factor. That is also another point. You see, there is a saying in our Kan language that say "Utu money for anu to a so for." You see, where we are advising drivers to make sure that they abide by the road traffic regulations on our roads or the road signals. So those signals must be there, because it's the road signals that speaks to the driver. And you get to a certain areas that you not even find any road signals there, and even road markings are faded out, and some of the roads you find potholes and all that. That one too is not helping. It's also contributing to the accident. You see, so the government must also set up most of our major roads, like Kumasi Road. There are areas that when you are driving around those areas, it's very, very dangerous. Your driver may think he's swerving a potholes. At the end of the day, he may end up crashing with another vehicle, or maybe had an accident. So it's one thing the government also has to do something about it. Like rules, it's very, very important.
Okay, Reverend Cyril Crabbe is still with us, and Reverend, from your perspective as the accident victims support team, you don't want to have more carnages this year. So what's your appeal to our viewers?
Of course,
I mean, drivers all across.
One life lost is one too many, and not only Ghana as a whole, but every loved one is needed to be alive, to stay alive, and when traveling, you arrive alive. And so me in particular, like I said, I commend the National Road Safety for the statistics we are enjoying or we are seeing. But going forward, we should also know that these victims, they just leaving the home, they tell their families, I'll be back. And then something happened. We cannot just leave them because it's a social contract. And so my word for every driver is that see yourself as a savior and carry the people safely to your destination, but also see yourself as a very good person. And the entire country, I'm still, campaigning. We went for the wreath laying at King Tampo on the 22nd of March, where we went to lay wreath. And there were certain recommendations that they gave. That is the roads that they need to do the smaller ramps. They also have proposed that they will give a land for a mandatory rest stop. Right. Because they think that Kintapo is too much in the news. Then also they are also saying that the towing cars must be there 24/7 and their call must work. Then they also said that we should pray so that the land will be purified. Then these things will be stopped. I am saying that if we have people in this land who are citizens, that we love them, let's show them love, even if they crash, even if something happened to them because of the social contract. Drivers should show concern. Individuals, crash passengers must know that they also have the right as they are traveling. So they should not keep quiet. Like the accident that the M2M, right. The accident, there were passengers in the car. They kept quiet when these drivers were doing these wrongful overtaking, and it ended up, crashing, where the passengers are the most people, the most vulnerable people that got injured. We are saying that everybody should take their personal insurance, life insurance seriously. Right. I want to propose that as you are traveling, they ask you to do insurance in case anything happens. So if you're also traveling by bus, and because of the carnages on our roads, we should also have personal insurance for these passengers so that they will go safely, arrive alive, and come, because every life matters, and we must take it serious. I'm begging everybody who is traveling at this particular moment. I need you. If nobody needs you, Reverend Cyril needs you. Every pastor in Ghana needs you. We are celebrating Christ. You cannot die, and don't die. Don't even allow yourself to die. So speak up as you sit in the car. You are not a witch. Speak up. And above all, if you have any support for any crash victims, please don't forget us. We are still crying for a car. We are still crying for a car to carry us up and down. Right. We'll be visiting in Sawam and also Amasama Hospital, respectively, on Monday with some goodies that Unilever Ghana gave to us, boxes of soap, detergents that we are going to share to them. We're also asking other corporate companies to come, just as Unilever did. They also do the same thing so that we can visit these people with something in our hands to show love, especially during this festival.
Indeed, and that's what Easter is also about.
That's what it's about, yes. Yes, but we are still calling for the car. Please don't forget. Right. If anybody have any car to give to us to run around 0246 8692 14. And we thank everybody, every pastor, every church who have been a support, and every company that have been a support, especially the insurance companies for coming to our aid. God bless you so much.
And we're grateful, Reverend Cyril Crab,
Grateful
for
to have
spending some
me
time
too. Grateful.
with us.
Grateful. Thank
He's
you
just
so much.
moving right from church and joining us in studio. But that's the work of a man of God. So
Thank
we're
you
grateful.
very much. God
But
bless you.